around outside, but as it's now something is past 9, I think it would be a good idea to start, so that we can finish in time for lunch, which is maybe one of the most important things in our course. Alright, so it is my pleasure today to open our General Assembly, which is, as you will know, going to be my last one as President. And apart from many other things going to happen today during the Assembly, all the voting and all the discussing and presenting and everything, I'm going to, in the course of the conference, hand over my presidency to the new president, who has been appointed by the board with their number as is coming, and is going to be my number. So, we're going to do that a little bit more elaborately later on, just to know so that everybody is on the same page this morning. Yeah. Good. So welcome again. I would like to dive into the first agenda topic already, which is the minutes of Ochrid. Many of you have been there and know what was going on. The others, I'm quite sure, had a good look into their conference booklet and looked at the minutes. Sorry about that, yes? Oh yes, of course, thank you. What would I do without Jonathan? I'm not good at formalities. So, Jonathan reminds me of the fact that before we get into the minutes, we need to confirm the agenda. So, if there are, sorry by the way that I'm talking, it's a bit difficult to, okay. So if you have any remarks on our agenda today, then you should make them now, or as we say in Germany, be silent forever. Otherwise, it would be nice if you could show me with raising your hands whether you are okay with the agenda we presented to you. So, that's one. Are you ready? Is everybody okay? Could you just raise your hands for a moment so that I can see that it's fine with you? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super. So we can keep the agenda as is written down. Yeah, like this. We wanted to give you a nice example. Just in case you didn't know how to read them. Good, let's get back to the minutes. We could do the same procedure, which is just did now. If you haven't got any comments or amendments to the minutes from Ochrid, it would be kind of you to confirm that again by raising your hands right now. If not, just keep your hand down. So the minutes are okay with you, apparently. Okay. Alrighty, thank you. Now exercise for this moment is over, so you can rest relaxed in the chairs while Marianne is going to present the finance aspects to you with the help of the PowerPoint, so you can all follow nicely. Thanks.
Well, good morning to all of you, also on my behalf. It's good to see that so many of you are interested in how democracy is working within the board of and the General Assembly of EuroClio. First I have to make a correction in the booklet, because the next few minutes I'm going to explain some things about the financial report and budget. And there is an overview of the totals of the financial results of 2014 and the budget of 2014-15 on page 61 in the booklet. And we discovered, thanks to the audit committee who were very helpful this week, that there is a mistake in adding up of the figures on that page. If you are on page 61, you can see it. You cannot read it, but on the bottom of the page there are two figures for the incoming and the outgoing accounts of 2014, and they haven't been added up correctly. The correct totals should be 1,158,388 income. So that's what's going to EuroClio in a year, and that's what's coming in, and what got out was a little bit less, of which we are very satisfied, of course. It's 1,187,684 euros. In the first one on the left, you can see what's coming in, and our income is, well, you can read it. Projects and consultancies is the largest part of our income. The EU operating grant is very important. It's about 17%, and a very small green segment is, well, about a half percent. It looks, yeah, half. It should be 0.5, I think, or yeah, it's like that. Half percent is the membership fees.
Unfortunately, I'm the only one present today from the audit committee, but all of us have been looking into the numbers. So I'm simply going to read the report we have given and signed, and it goes as follows. Members of the audit committee, Peter Kraut, for the representative of the Danish History Teachers Association, and Julia Kuzneva from the Moscow History Teachers Association, met representative of EuroClio board, Marian, Sylvia, Erwin, and Executive Director Jonathan in Helsingor at Conventum LO School at the 20th and the 21st of April. The other member of the audit committee, Hannah, from the Finnish History Teachers Association, could not join us because of personal reasons, but she communicated via Skype and email. First of all, we can state that all members of the audit committee received all necessary materials and annual report and were able to study all documents. During the meeting, we asked a lot of questions about the annual report and the financial policy and received exhaustive answers and explanations. Following topics were discussed during the meeting: the financial result of 2014 and the audit by Nassas, overview payment membership fees for 2014, the budget for 2015, and the procedure in the grant assembly. We went through the running projects and were informed about board and secretariat's efforts for organizing several projects and programs for the better economic development of EuroClio. We appreciated the outstanding efforts of the staff.
Or no, it's later. It's later in the discharge point. Yes.
All right. Then, before we turn to actually approving all this, we would like to give you some information as to what last year has seen, just in case. I mean, people are involved in one project or the other, one meeting or the other, but we'd like to give you an overview, okay? And we divided it up into 4 blocks, if you would like. First one is, of course, about people. Now, I decided to stay on my seat to not turn my backs on you, but my back on you. But the problem is that now I have to. I just trust Jonathan so that he will move forward. Thank you, dear. Okay, so now I can even see it in Marianne's laptop. Thank you. So the first one is, of course, about people, saying that the dedication of everybody has made sure that 2014 actually was an extremely successful year for us and for the association as such, because many members have been active, also our staff and the board, of course, and trainees, and everybody really gave their heart's blood, so to speak, into the association and made that year a very memorable one. This year has been, or well, was rather, a year of innovation and transition, as you can also see, by the way, if you want to follow all this more in detail in your booklets from page 25, just to make everybody on the same page. You know that we have had a handing over of the Office of Executive Director from our cherished Joker to our equally cherished Jonathan and Deputy, of course, Stephen. And that year was the tradition is as to have this handing over a little bit more settled and confirmed, and working procedures renewed and everything, and that really happened. So also it was a year of innovation in several respects. We have already mentioned the moving of the office, for instance, maybe as an outward sign of kind of a new beginning also in several respects. And there are some more structural innovations which you can see, as I said, in your booklet at page 25. I don't want to bore you with all the details You can look them up if you like.
To know that actually that's not the main thing that drives us. Actually, this is the part where we're really proud of that we can come here and with all the members be able to close another very, very busy year. Like Sylvia said, we didn't want to present to you in all the details all the projects and all the programs and all the things, because we've also put all of that together in the report that you have in the booklet. As you can see, that is from page 25, 26 onwards. Just generally speaking, you could be aware when you read through that booklet, the work of EuroClio is divided in 8 areas of work, and we have several long-term programs. Basically, under that, all the details come back. But we wanted to pick up some highlights and share that with you, why we think those are very important. Last year in Ochit, at the at the General Assembly, we approved a common manifesto on what we believe as a community is high quality history, heritage and citizenship education. And we have been able, as an office, but also with ambassadors and EuroClio members, to spread that document. And in fact, it is already translated in Arabic and Albanian for reasons connected to the projects that are ongoing. And you are all very welcome to translate the manifesto in your languages as well. The second real big highlight, just because it's also a dominant factor in the amount of work that we and our members have spent last year, it's the finalization of this wonderful teacher's resource publication with 23 workshops called Once Upon a Time, We Live Together. And I actually wanted to just make this, just because it's early, make it a bit interactive and ask Mira, who was the chief editor, to just say no more than 2-3 sentences about what made that experience memorable for 2014, more or less.
Thank you, Jonathan. In the beginning, I must add another sentence. Actually, correction, I was a chief editor. When Nikos was a chief editor, I was one of the editors. But however, you have those who have been in Auckland, you remember that book? It was printed in last moment, but we achieved it. After that conference, we organized plenty of the seminars all over the former Yugoslavia countries. In those seminars have participated more than 1,000 teachers, and the feedback from that project is extremely positive. It's extremely positive, and after that, the fantastic results open many new opportunities and possibilities, and one of those opportunities and possibilities that we use it is that we are going to start with the summer school, regional summer school in Bosnia this year. So, did I spend all? Yes. So I'm happy that we're going to continue with that positive work in the region, because that region really needs it, yeah? And we are on the good way.
Actually, you already looked to the future. That's very typical history teacher point of view, but that's coming later in the agenda. So, as Mira said, we had a lot of national training seminars, and I would also like to ask very briefly, really just a few sentences, from Sonada, which in Bosnia you organized not only one teacher training, which we had budget, but you actually added a lot more small trainings across the country. Very short, please, but I just want to make this.
Hello, Vitalijus from Bosnia and Herzegovina. Actually, this year is very fruitful for us, 2014. We organized about 8 seminars for Once Upon a Time We Live Together. Approximately almost 150 people were there, and almost all they are wanted to be a part of EuroClio. Also, I need to mention that it's on a voluntary basis. We didn't force anybody to come. We didn't connect it through the ministry. It was like an open call for everybody who wanted to come. So they are really willing to do it. Also, we are working as a partners with a lot of NGOs and other associations, and actually most of the project really paid for the food and several things. And we agreed to promote their work because it's very similar to EuroClio's. And we are going to at the moment work also on a project that is not paid by EuroClio, but our project financed from some other CFD association from actually Germany. So we are partners in many projects. Thank you.
this was unfair because Senada and the Bosnian Association are running, I think, 5-6 projects, and it's quite incredible. So next year, perhaps you can have your own morning session about what is going on in history education in Bosnia. So we had international trainings. Many of you were in Ohrid, some of you were in London. There was also a very interesting regional one in Bazaleti in Georgia, with a lot of guests organized together with DVV International. I'd like to see if, just very briefly, because this was quite special for EuroClio in 2014, we were invited by an NGO that was working in the wonderful country of Kyrgyzstan for us to come with a few delegates, EuroClio members, to help advise on how to create a new history curriculum. Polina, could you just say how was that experience? Very short, and really very short, because I'm looking at all these eyes.
Dear colleagues, I would like to say you that I had really possibility to first time to go to post-Soviet Middle Age countries, and it was a really interesting experience because because we have similar